Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we have something really interesting which I saw at Computex 2019, and it's BeQuiet Pure Base 500, which is a really lovely case when it comes to performance, price, and basically looks as well. And here we have the BeQuiet Straight Power 11. This is 650 watts as well, fully modular power supply, and it has a different grill than any other power supply as well. We're going to use that when we're testing everything here, because I'm going to place a build inside, full components and everything. And as you can see right here, we have two Pure Wings 2 120mm fans, which are also going to go inside. Now, when it comes to this case, you can see already here that it has a really nice tempered glass. The one thing that is really appealing to me are the rims, the sidelines that are covering the interior, which usually has screws or something like that. It is almost the same color as the whole case. And when you look at it from the front side, you can see it has look-alike brushed aluminium, which is also in the same color as the whole metal thing and everything. So it's actually really nicely done, and I have to say I really like the color. The color is really cool. Now, one thing on top, since we're going on the whole case, you have this on top, which is a magnetic dampening cover, which, as you can see here, has a material that actually dampens the sound. And here you have some extra part that is used for the exhaust. So basically you could add only one fan right here at the rear top side and get the exhaust through here. The rest is for dampening. Now, if you decide to go with something more on the top, which means two more additional fans, you get also this. This is a magnetic dust filter which goes up on top, and you can create a nice airflow. The interior is really nicely designed. It's very easy to do everything you want inside the build, and the best thing, which, as you can see, I removed all 4 thumb screws that hold the tempered glass, and it still has a bit of a hinges that hold the tempered glass to the case. Of course, don't let it fool you, it can also fall, so please be careful when you're removing it. The power supply shroud has loads of holes, openings here that can be managed for ventilation if you decide to use your power supply for an extra exhaust, which is up to you, of course. Now you have 3 holes here for your audio jacks, for your USB 3.0 that are on front, and other stuff like PWM connections for your fans, on RGB maybe if you decide to go with the RGB. Now, talking about the interior doesn't mean anything if we don't go and check out the rear side of the case. You think this is an ordinary backside, but believe me, it isn't. So from the front side you have all the cables going through here, which are already pre-routed. You have the audio connection, you have the USB 3.0 and the front connections for the power switch and the LED power. So this is basically it. You have 3-pin connector for your rear fan, which is 140mm, and you have one more 3-pin connector for your front 140mm fan. Here at the hard drive cage you have the accessory box, which contains zip ties, screws for your power supply, screws for your motherboard, and screws for your SSDs, maybe some instruction manual, and that is it. Now, you decide to place your hard drive, right? So you take these 2 thumb screws out, you pull the whole hard drive cage out, and you can already see they have here some dampening pads, rubber pads, which when you place your hard drive you can tie them up and less vibration when hard drive functions. Now, you didn't notice something on front, which I'll show you right now. So everything is on thumb screws, you don't have to worry about it. Here it is, guys. So basically here we have a BeQuiet logo. And in some terms, usually it wouldn't mean anything, but when you take it out, it's still a BeQuiet logo. But basically, in reality, it is keeping the cables from your SSDs, because you can place here two 2.5-inch SSDs, and this BeQuiet logo actually covers the cables that go right here and at the back. So this is really cool. It's very easy. You just remove it with a thumb screw, add two SSDs if you wish, maybe some covers, it's all up to you. Now here at the back we also have something else. When you remove this, you can actually access backplate for coolers for your processor that cool the processor, okay? But here, this is a additional two 2.5-inch bracket to hold your SSD, so additional SSD mounting, and that is really nice because, as you can see, you place your SSDs, you place the bracket in, and just connect the cables. The whole case has these kind of standoffs where you can reroute your cables and then tie them up with zip ties and make a really decent cable management. The bottom has loads of space for power supply, for cables, and the small case can fit 360 radiator on front with fans, and you have loads of opening here. One more thing, this standout here, which kind of creates a cable shroud. All the cables that go to your motherboard can stand straight. So for instance, 24-pin cable usually either has an access above or beneath the actual connection on the motherboard. This way the connection can stand straight and you can have a nice OCD build. Exactly. So all in all, we have an outstanding case, bare naked like this. Let's place a build and do some thermals. Okay guys, now this case is really brilliant, and when I say brilliant I mean it's fairly easy to build inside. You have brackets for your power supply which can be attached and then you just push in your power supply. You have two brackets for your SSD on the side, which you could, as you can see, you can add it to be visible for 2.5-inch SSD. You have two brackets more at the back which are very easy removable with the thumb screw. So it's really cool and it does look really nice all together. Now I placed everything inside, and I have here AMD Ryzen 7 3800X RTX 2060, but I know the processor is a bit too stronger for this card. Now the one thing I changed inside this case is the front 140mm. I placed it on top. The standard 140 at the back I left it, and I added two more BeQuiet Pure Wings 2 120mm on front to have more airflow, so the front intake, top outtake and rear outtake as well. Now when it comes to cooling, we have the GeForce RTX 2060 on air, and of course processor also on air, the BeQuiet Dark Rock Pro 4. And basically the temperatures are quite interesting. So I pushed the processor, as I said, AMD Ryzen 7 3800X on constant load at 100%, and the temperature went to 68 and then it dropped to 67 and it stayed there constantly for the whole amount of testing. The graphic card, well, since I can't test the graphic card, I could, but I wanted to use the graphic card in a standard gaming environment, so we played PUBG. I can't remember it was medium or high, but the most important graphic card was on 100% load, so we could get some concrete results for the temperatures. And the graphic card had around 69 to 70 Celsius degrees, which is quite alright. But all in all, the case is phenomenal. It's very easy to build. You have loads of space at the back. Possibility for 360 radiator on the front, gives you loads of space. I could add one more 140 at the top, and that is basically it. I'll put the link below for you guys to check it out. The price, of course, I mean the price is extremely cool for this kind of case, for the design, the elegant finish, just amazing. So guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below if you like the case, and see you next time. Bye bye.